What's up, YouTube people? Welcome to part 1 of E3 2017, I guess. This is a little review. I'll go more into details. Whatever. I'll go more into detail later on. You hear about some more Nintendo games. And I don't want to do just Nintendo. That's the thing I want to do the most. But if they show off Metal Gear Survive or something, I'll do a little bit of video. I'll do some videos on that. But it mostly be Nintendo content. But I'll talk about other companies too. Anyway, Microsoft held their press conference for the Xbox One products and Windows 10 today. It started out with a video unveiling the Xbox Scorpio. So they're calling it Xbox One X. I know, it's a great name, right? Anyway, it's going to release on November 7th for $500 in the US and likely around 600 euros in Europe. It is more powerful, it's more powerful than the Xbox One and One S. It has about 11 gigs of RAM, true 4K at 60 FPS, if you want to call it that, a better processor, and faster loading. So it's basically just a more powerful Xbox One, obviously. They also showed off 42 games. That's not a studio, that's literally how many games I'm just going to go with it. And now I'm not going to go into detail with every single game, but I will discuss a small handful of them. So we have a new Forza game coming to the Xbox One, as well as any model of Xbox One, and I believe Windows 10. Ubisoft also came out to show us Assassin's Creed Origins, which takes place in Egypt. There's some indie games. Another game is Minecraft Super Duper Edition. I'm just going to go with that. Sea of Thieves kind of looked like... It reminded me a lot of like Black Flag, only not the same engine, I don't think. I think it ran on Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine 4, I believe. And then they showed off a bunch of other games. Few of these games will work on Windows 10 as well, just as I said. And no, Halo 6 was not announced, unfortunately, unless it's going to be confirmed tomorrow or something outside, if they're going to pull a Nintendo Switch presentation, where Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was not shown at the presentation. It was shown later on. Anyway, what did I think of the conference? I was all in all a little disappointed. I expected more from them. I wanted to see more first-party games. Look at Sony and Nintendo. Hell, Nintendo has survived the last 4 years on first-party titles. Yeah, I know they also had the 3DS and NES Classic, but the NES Classic doesn't count because that just came out for a few months. Anyway, but they survived on the Wii U mostly with first-party games. I'm sure Microsoft could do that. I'm sure they have a lot of money. They probably have more money than Nintendo, so I'm sure they can do it. Again, I remember talking about people saying, oh, this is going to be the last Xbox if it does poorly. I don't believe that. I think they're going to keep trying. But since they do have Windows, since they could live off of that, maybe make more money, it's more likely that Microsoft would eventually drop the Xbox, but I don't think this will be the last one. But it would, if that were the case, it would be sooner than Nintendo, even though they have more money, but because of the said reasons. But that's not what I want to see from them. And although many third-party games were shown off at the event, so it kind of made me feel a little better, but another thing, it was hard to tell, but it doesn't look like it performs much better than the base Xbox One. But it was on stream. I was watching it on Twitch, so it's possible that it was just the stream. But I think we would have still seen a significant change, though. Like, with the visuals. Maybe not the frame rate, or necessarily the quality, but the visuals. And it didn't look that impressive to me. And I really don't feel like running out and getting one. I probably wouldn't have anyway, but let's say there was no PS4 out there, and I just had a Nintendo Switch, and then it was Xbox X. That's what I'm going to call it now. I wouldn't go out and buy it, I don't think. But if there still was no PS4, and it was just Nintendo Switch and PC, and this looked more appealing, then I would probably be more likely to go out and get it. And it's not just because it's exclusives, it's just, like, okay, so it's not just because game exclusives are also Windows 10 exclusives, It's also because the games are coming to the last Xbox One. Okay, you know, whoopee-doo. That might not be a bad thing, necessarily, especially, you know, if they had a couple games doing that, but I mean, the launch games, like first-party games, I think should be, some of those should be X exclusives, but yeah, you know, whatever. I think eventually in a few years, somebody's going to go to Microsoft and say, hey, let us make X exclusive games, and then they're going to do it to Sony. I want this game to be PS4 Pro exclusive, not PS4. And I feel like eventually on the Switch, they're going to go up and say that they want that it's going to only work on TV, and if you take it out of the system, out of the dock, it's going to have an error. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So I was a little disappointed, all in all, but you know, it wasn't terrible. Surprisingly, I thought EA did a better job, and they didn't even do that good, but they did better. I thought. I don't know. Now, so bring on the comments. So you know, haters gotta hate, right? Or haters gonna hate, whatever the saying is. You're really gonna hate now because I messed that up. Anyway, I'm gonna continue and shut up about that. I hope Microsoft proves me wrong, but this almost brings me back to E3 2011's Nintendo's Wii U revealing. And we all know how bad that was. Although it was slightly better, but another thing, it looks like the Xbox One X will have plenty of third-party games, but unlike the Wii U, but it was the opposite, where the Wii U had more first-party games than the Xbox One X. What do you guys think? Like, we have Forza, and no, Forza's it. I think Forza's the only first-party exclusive. And yeah, Minecraft is technically first-party, but it's also coming to other systems, so I can't really say it's an exclusive. So there's really not a whole lot of exclusives, and I'm just, you know, in other words, I'll say this: there's not a lot of first-party games at all, and there's like two. Minecraft, technically owned by Microsoft. Mojang, or Mohang, as Phil Spencer kept saying, but I say Mojang, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I don't know, maybe that's how you really pronounce it, I don't know, I say Mojang though. But, anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know down below. Like this video, subscribe for more. I will be covering Sony's tomorrow, maybe, well, I'll cover it tomorrow, but you may not see it until the following day, but we'll see. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed. I'll also cover Nintendo and then a bunch of I shouldn't say a bunch of games, but I'll cover some games. But it's not going to be every single game announced. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I also hope you enjoy the rest of E3. See you then.